When addressing a damaged Edison-based fuse socket in an old fuse service panel, several methods can be employed to safely seal off the opening once the circuit has been properly de-energized and rerouted. These methods aim to prevent accidental contact with the terminals and ensure electrical safety. Firstly, consider using a blank fuse socket cover. These covers are specifically designed to fit into the fuse socket and provide a physical barrier. They are typically made of insulating material like plastic and completely enclose the socket opening. Secondly, a plastic fuse block cover can be inserted into the fuse socket. This option is readily available at most hardware stores and offers a simple and effective way to physically block access to the terminals within the socket. The cover should be securely fitted to prevent it from dislodging. Thirdly, a screw-in fuse extender with a blank cap is another viable solution. The fuse extender screws into the fuse socket just like a regular fuse, but instead of a conductive element, it has a blank cap that covers the fuse terminals. This provides a secure and insulated barrier. Fourthly, electrical tape can be used to wrap tightly around the fuse socket base. When using electrical tape, ensure that it does not cover the terminals themselves, but rather the surrounding base to prevent accidental contact. Wrap multiple layers of tape for added insulation and protection. The tape should be high-quality electrical tape designed for insulating electrical connections. Prior to undertaking any work on the electrical panel, it is crucial to verify that the circuit is completely de-energized. This involves turning off the corresponding circuit breaker or removing the fuse that supplies power to the affected circuit. Use a reliable voltage tester to confirm that no voltage is present at the fuse socket before proceeding. Safety is paramount when working with electrical systems. Always adhere to established safety procedures and guidelines. If you are not comfortable working with electricity or unsure about any aspect of the repair, consult a qualified electrician. They have the expertise and experience to safely address electrical issues. When selecting a method for sealing the fuse socket, consider the specific circumstances and the available materials. Choose the option that provides the most secure and reliable barrier against accidental contact. Regularly inspect the sealed fuse socket to ensure that the chosen method remains effective and that there are no signs of damage or deterioration. If necessary, replace the sealing material or device to maintain electrical safety. Remember that working with electricity can be hazardous, and it is essential to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. By following these guidelines and prioritizing safety, you can effectively seal a damaged Edison-based fuse socket and ensure the continued safe operation of your electrical system. Here are some additional points to consider. When selecting electrical tape, opt for a product that is specifically designed for electrical insulation. These tapes are typically made of vinyl or rubber and have a high dielectric strength, meaning they can withstand high voltages without conducting electricity. Ensure that the electrical tape is UL listed or has a similar certification to verify its quality and safety. When wrapping electrical tape around the fuse socket base, start by anchoring the tape securely to the base material. Overlap each layer of tape by at least 50% to create a tight and moisture-resistant seal. Apply firm pressure as you wrap the tape to ensure that it adheres properly and conforms to the shape of the socket. After sealing the fuse socket, label the circuit clearly to indicate that it is no longer in use. This will help prevent accidental energization of the circuit in the future. The label should be durable and easy to read, and it should be attached securely to the electrical panel. Consider using a permanent marker or label maker to create the label. Regularly inspect the electrical panel for any signs of damage or deterioration, such as corrosion, loose connections, or frayed wires. Address any issues promptly to prevent electrical hazards. If you notice any unusual smells or sounds coming from the electrical panel, such as a burning odor or buzzing noise, turn off the main power switch and contact a qualified electrician immediately. Never attempt to repair a damaged electrical panel yourself unless you are a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to have the necessary knowledge and skills to perform the work safely. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing or using any electrical equipment. Use the correct size and type of fuses or circuit breakers for your electrical system. Overloading a circuit can cause it to overheat and potentially start a fire. If you are unsure about the proper size or type of fuses or circuit breakers to use, consult a qualified electrician. Keep flammable materials away from electrical panels and equipment. Never store flammable liquids or gases near electrical sources. Ensure that there is adequate ventilation around electrical panels to prevent overheating. Install smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in your home to provide early warning of fire or carbon monoxide hazards. Test the detectors regularly to ensure that they are working properly. Develop a fire escape plan for your home and practice it regularly. Make sure that everyone in your household knows how to evacuate the home safely in the event of a fire. Consider taking a first aid and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, course to learn how to respond to emergencies. Knowing how to provide basic medical assistance can save lives. By following these additional safety tips, you can help prevent electrical hazards and ensure the safety of your home and family. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing responsibility, and it is important to stay informed and take precautions. When working with electricity, it is always best to err on the side of caution. If you are ever unsure about something, consult a qualified electrician. They can provide expert guidance and assistance to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. Regular maintenance of your electrical system can help prevent problems and ensure its continued safe operation. Schedule a professional electrical inspection at least once every 3 years to identify any potential issues. During the inspection, the electrician will check the wiring, outlets, switches, and other components of your electrical system to ensure that they are in good condition. They will also test the grounding system to make sure that it is functioning properly. In addition to professional inspections, there are also some things that you can do yourself to maintain your electrical system. Check the outlets and switches for any signs of damage or loose connections. Replace any damaged outlets or switches promptly. Make sure that all electrical cords are in good condition and are not frayed or damaged. Do not overload outlets or extension cords. Use power strips with surge protection to protect your electronic devices from power surges. Turn off lights and appliances when you are not using them to save energy. Unplug electronic devices when you are not using them to prevent phantom loads. By following these maintenance tips, you can help keep your electrical system in good condition and prevent electrical hazards. Remember that electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and it is important for everyone in your household to be aware of the potential hazards and take precautions. Educate your children about electrical safety and teach them how to use electrical equipment safely. Set a good example by following electrical safety rules yourself. By working together, you can create a safe and electrically sound environment for your home and family. If you are planning to do any electrical work in your home, it is important to obtain the necessary permits from your local building department. Permits ensure that the work is done according to code and that it is inspected by a qualified electrical inspector. This helps to protect your safety and the safety of others. Before starting any electrical work, contact your local building department to find out what permits are required. Be sure to follow all of the instructions and requirements of the permit. This will help to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. When the electrical work is complete, schedule an inspection with the building department. The inspector will check the work to make sure that it meets code requirement. If the work passes inspection, the inspector will issue a certificate of occupancy. This certificate indicates that the electrical system is safe to use. Obtaining the necessary permits and inspections is an important part of ensuring electrical safety. It helps to protect your safety and the safety of others. If you have any questions about electrical safety or electrical work, consult a qualified electrician or your local building department. They can provide expert guidance and assistance to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing responsibility, and it is important to stay informed and take precautions. By following these guidelines, you can help prevent electrical hazards and ensure the safety of your home and family. When addressing a damaged Edison-based fuse socket, prioritize safety and follow these steps systematically. Firstly, de-energize the circuit. Locate the circuit breaker or fuse that controls the circuit connected to the damaged fuse socket. Turn off the circuit breaker or remove the fuse to cut off the power supply. Use a voltage tester to confirm that the circuit is de-energized. Place one probe of the voltage tester on the screw head of the fuse socket and the other probe on a grounded metal surface such as a metal junction box or a grounding wire. If the voltage tester indicates that there is no voltage present, the circuit is de-energized. If the voltage tester indicates that there is voltage present, double-check that you have turned off the correct circuit breaker or removed the correct fuse. Once you have confirmed that the circuit is de-energized, you can proceed with the next step. Secondly, inspect the damage. Carefully examine the Edison base fuse socket to assess the extent of the damage. Look for any cracks, breaks, or other signs of wear and tear. Check the threads of the socket to make sure that they are not stripped or damaged. If the socket is severely damaged, it may need to be replaced. Thirdly, select a sealing method. Based on the condition of the fuse socket and your available resources, choose one of the following methods to seal the opening. Blank fuse socket cover. This is the most effective method for sealing a damaged fuse socket. These covers are specifically designed to fit into the fuse socket and provide a physical barrier. Plastic fuse block cover. This is a readily available option that can be used to block access to the terminals. Screw-in fuse extender with a blank cap. This option provides a secure and insulated barrier. Electrical tape. This is a temporary solution that can be used to prevent accidental contact with the terminals. Fourthly, implement the sealing method. Carefully follow the instructions for your chosen sealing method. Blank fuse socket cover. Simply screw the cover into the fuse socket until it is snug. Plastic fuse block cover. Insert the cover into the fuse socket until it is securely in place. Screw-in fuse extender with a blank cap. Screw the extender into the fuse socket until it is snug. Electrical tape. Wrap electrical tape tightly around the fuse socket base, ensuring that it does not cover the terminals. Fifthly, label the circuit. Clearly label the circuit to indicate that it is no longer in use. This will help prevent accidental energization of the circuit in the future. Use a durable label maker or permanent marker to create the label. Attach the label to the electrical panel near the circuit breaker or fuse that controls the circuit. Sixthly, document the work. Keep a record of the work that you have performed, including the date, the method used to seal the fuse socket, and any other relevant information. This record will be helpful if you need to refer to the work in the future. Store the record in a safe and accessible location. By following these steps, you can safely and effectively seal a damaged Edison base fuse socket. Remember to always prioritize safety and consult a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. Additional considerations include, if the fuse socket is severely damaged or corroded, it may be necessary to replace it entirely. This is a more complex repair that should be performed by a qualified electrician. When replacing a fuse socket, be sure to use the correct type and size of socket for your electrical system. Do not attempt to use a fuse socket that is not compatible with your system. If you are unsure about the proper type or size of fuse socket to use, consult a qualified electrician. When working with electricity, it is important to wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as safety glasses, gloves, and a long-sleeved shirt. This will help to protect you from electrical shock and other injuries. Avoid working with electricity in wet or damp conditions. Water is a conductor of electricity and can increase the risk of electrical shock. Never touch exposed wires or electrical components. If you must work near exposed wires or electrical components, be sure to use insulated tools and wear rubber gloves. If you experience an electrical shock, seek medical attention immediately. Even a mild electrical shock can cause serious health problems. By following these additional safety precautions, you can help prevent electrical hazards and ensure the safety of yourself and others.